Welcome to the 2007-2008 NFL season with a 32-team franchise. This is the recap of the New York Giants' season, where they finished 8-8, fourth in the NFC East, which was a very competitive and strong division this year, sending both the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles to the playoffs. While the Redskins were 5-0 at the beginning, they just failed near the end. Manning had 2,800 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He did end up getting injured late, and they lost him for the rest of the season, which largely impacted their ability to win a playoff spot. As you can see, Plaxico Burress with over 1,000 receiving yards and 7 receiving touchdowns, the number one target there for Eli Manning. It was interesting because Peyton Manning also was injured for the late end of the season, and when the Giants and Colts played each other, instead of it being the Manning brothers, it was Quincy Carter versus Tim Couch. And the Giants, Quincy Carter did win. But here's some more highlights of Plaxico Burress. Look at that beautiful leaping catch for the touchdown. Next here we've got Amani Toomer with 666 receiving yards and 9 receiving touchdowns. A solid number 2 wide receiver, and he did retire at the end of this year, which caused the Giants to have to make a move in their draft and an offseason in order to get a good second replacement for Toomer. They ended up drafting Jonathan Stewart in the first round. I know he ended up going to the Panthers in real life and later to the Giants in one of the off seasons in his career. But I wanted to draft him then because Jacobs was injured frequently during the season. I tried using Ahmad Bradshaw to kind of carry that workload, but it just didn't really work. And so I wanted to make sure that I got a solid running back duo between Jacobs and Stewart. And they did draft a wide receiver, Malcolm Kelly. Yeah, Malcolm Kelly, who has to help their passing game and replace Toomer. As you can see, Steve Smith was good, but he's more of a third, fourth string wide receiver. Jeremy Shockey, 585 receiving yards. Solid tight end play from him. As you can see, he's going to have a decent highlight reel with some big plays. And there's that one right there, making the Odell catch. Had to have a replay on that one. But yeah, the Giants, they had a good season, and I thought they had a chance to make the playoffs. And even though in real life they did make the playoffs and then beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl, this was kind of the best they could do. Especially when Eli Manning went down for the remainder of the season, I knew that the odds of them making the playoffs was going to be slim. And there's Brandon Jacobs there, 719 yards, 9 rushing touchdowns. Again, if he was healthy the entire season, they could have done a little bit better. But there was a whole circus at running back that just made it difficult for their running attack to be as effective as it could have been or should have been. So right here after this touchdown, you'll see some other highlights from other running backs. There's Derek Ward getting his chance to show what he can do on the offense. There's number 22, Reuben Drones, formerly with the Browns. There's some Bradshaw highlights. And you can see he did have some good plays, and he's a 72 overall, so I was trying not to let the overall dictate how I'd play him, so I started playing him more and more since he was a young running back, but it just didn't work out well for him and the team. Here's some runs by Quincy Carter. Because again, he did have some big plays against the Colts there to win. And for the rankings, they were the 29th ranked total offense in yards. They ended up being the 21st in total passing yards. And then they were back up to 26 with total rushing yards. And very similarly, 21 with total points per game, all in the 20s. Not a very impressive offense. When we look at defense, the least yards allowed, they were 6th. Ended up being 14th with least passing yards allowed, so in the top part of the league, top half. And then they were top 5 in least rushing yards allowed. When it came to least points allowed, they were the 11th ranked team and 11th ranked defense. Giants hope next year is a turnaround season for them. Again, they were close to making the playoffs, but losing Eli Manning, it was just too detrimental.